Penn North has one of the richest histories in our city. Billie Holiday, the old Royal Theater. Unfortunately, a lot of what marked that rich African-American culture is gone. But today, the grandson of the famed jazz musician Calloway says we are in danger of destroying even more. WMAR 2 News' Brian Keubler with more on that story.
Jamie, Calloway was raised in West Baltimore. One of the homes in which he lived is on Druid Hill Avenue, a block currently slated for demolition. But now comes his grandson, who's trying to convince the city not to raise the history of one of the most celebrated musicians of that era.
Hey folks, here's a story about Minnie the Moocher.
According to Calloway's grandson, Minnie the Moocher walked the streets of West Baltimore. Peter Brooks feels Druid Hill Avenue shaped Calloway's life in his most formative years in this home just south of North Avenue. From the age of 11 to 16, Brooks says his grandfather learned his expression from West Baltimore.
He really becomes, as a result, the grandfather of the hip-hop movement, in that he was the first African-American to sing about the conditions in the neighborhood he came from in a sort of a documentary-style fashion.
A foundation built right here at 2216 Druid Hill Avenue. The home today, this entire block, may now be slated for demolition. The Community Development Corporation here has been planning a large park, but it's just last month that Calloway's grandson discovered that this home here was once home to the jazz great.
I just tried to tell everybody I could that, wait a minute, don't demolish this house. The 17,000 other houses you can demolish, but put this one last on the list, if at all, because there may be a potential here, an opportunity to better the city and bring tourists in.
But this is the last home in this area that Calloway family lived in that's not been demolished. And there really is nothing in this area to commemorate Calloway and the great history. So it's, there's an asset here. There's a potential for tourism here.
Marty Petrelli began the effort to save this home when she stumbled upon its significance. She says it's a no-brainer to connect this with the growing effort of the historic designation of Pennsylvania Avenue, celebrating the rich African-American heritage of this neighborhood. Calloway's grandson says he wants to work with the city and the community association, hoping to strike a chord for the entire country to hear.
All I'm saying is, before you demolish it, take a moment and think about it, and let's see if we can do something that's positive for the people here in this community.
When they come to mind.
Now, Brooks tells us the Commission for Historical and Architectural Preservation, or CHAP, may also get involved here. Their next meeting is scheduled for July 9th.